All right, and we're back. I know it feels like it's been a long time since we had an episode of this, and a lot of things have changed. For example, all facial hair off my face is gone, and all hair on top of your head is gone. And Mara, nothing has changed.
No.
Has it been a long time? Didn't you put the last one up on
Yeah,
Tuesday?
I did, but I guess no, I put it up on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's right, because they came out
Yeah,
Tuesday.
so it has been
a little bit longer.
a week and a day. I know it's not too long, but I don't know. A lot has happened in the past week. The good stuff, of course, but just getting back in the swing of things, and things get busy. But speaking of getting back in the swing of things, it looks like there's a lot of comics, and things are normal in the quantity of comics that you get now, as opposed to the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're back to normal.
Back to normal. So, I guess if we are all back to normal, then we need to start off the normal way and talk about independent publishers.
Excellent. First off, we have Afterlife with Archie, issue 3. It's a little bit darker of an Archie book, beautifully colored, about zombies and Jughead kind of messing everything up. So it's out there.
Is that the only comic that Francavilla is doing the interiors for?
He has his own comic called Black Beetle at Dark Horse. I think it was just a mini-series, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably all he's doing right now, for sure.
Yeah.
Tim Seeley from Hack Slash does the variant cover for Afterlife with Archie. So I thought that's kind of interesting.
Has Fiona Staples done one yet? She's done a lot of variants for Archie.
I know she's done Archie variants. I don't know if she's done an Afterlife one.
I don't think so.
Maybe she will.
If you know, let us know. Number 19 from Fatal, another deliciously dark book.
I think that's the ending of that story, too.
The kind of the rocker,
Yeah, the
band that she's been hanging out with.
Story.
It's, and the what's it's coming out? The deluxe hardcover is coming out pretty soon too. This
Yeah, that's in the new previews.
I feel kind of bad that I've been buying it in trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
Can't justify buying a hardcover.
Trade waiting is hard enough. Deluxe hardcover waiting is almost impossible.
Yeah. Might as well not even do it unless you really like it.
And then there's the extreme, the omnibus wait.
I got a friend who does that on Walking Dead. Eddie does that on Walking Dead. He's got to
Really?
wait 50 issues for it in
That's
between.
insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
We have issue 3 of Manifest Destiny from Image, where kind of the America reimagined it, this weird, unconquered fantasy land with lots of monsters and stuff. It's kind of a different take on Lewis and Clark's journey. We have Walking Dead All Out War number 5 out of 12, so we're getting near that halfway point.
So what issue number is that? 19. Okay.
119. And finally, we have Star Wars number 13, which I got really mad because I thought that this would follow up on the whole thing that happened in issue 12. That was a big deal, but it's a 2-issue wait. So if you're looking for what's going to happen to Leia next, you have to wait until issue 15, apparently.
You sound so sad.
I'm
Yeah.
so upset about it. Like,
Okay,
I'm not even looking forward to reading this issue
Darth
because
Vader, come on.
they're building up,
You
and
know
all of a
you-
sudden, like, 2-issue break. Let's talk about something different.
I think
You know you love comics about Annie.
Yeah. I think didn't they knock it down 50 cents? Isn't it now $2.99? Wasn't it $3.50?
I always thought it was
Star Wars is
$2.99.
always $2.99.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm sure
Oh,
when
jeez.
Marvel gets it, it'll be $3.99.
this is a lot darker than Star Wars has ever been.
Well,
at least-
it's a
That's not true
two-issue
at all. So.
That's what I was saying. Come on.
Sith
But-
arc.
Yeah, I saw
So it's
that.
going to be a little bit darker. So not going to have the rebellion focus. It's going to be more about Darth Vader and Imperial officers and things like that. So
Jeez.
again, we don't know what's going to happen with Leia for a couple more months.
Leia got sold to Marvel. That's what happened to her.
Yeah. Which I was waiting for that to be announced.
Yeah,
but
we all knew.
It took forever.
Star Wars going to Marvel.
Yeah. And I read a bunch of, I don't know why I read comments, except for comments on here. Please make comments on here. But I read comments on an article, and everyone was like, oh, right, X-Men versus Star Wars.
Nope.
That's not going to happen.
They're not gonna do that.
You know?
It's
You
not.
think it will?
They've done X-Men versus Star Trek before, dude.
Ugh.
It could happen. It's probably not going to happen, but it could.
But it's
Because
not,
I don't know how much Lucasfilms, I don't know how it's structured anymore, but I don't think they would let that
I
go.
think people think that like genuinely believe that like the continuity is going to include Star Wars characters.
Right.
It's like that's just not going to happen.
And plus, you factor in the idea that it is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
How is it's going to have to involve space travel and time travel.
But I'm
Marvel
wondering-
doesn't do that.
And I'm wondering if, while we're on this topic, how Marvel's going to approach the Star Wars universe, because Dark Horse pretty much throws out anything they can possibly.
Marvel's not stupid. They're just. I think are they acquiring everything Dark Horse has done?
I don't know if they'll be able to publish their stuff,
Okay.
but I would assume that they could, if they wanted to use like Mara J. Well, that's not even Dark Horse, but if they wanted to use the Dark Horse stuff, they probably could. I know I just read on Bleeding Cool that there's some kind of, I don't remember what they call it, some kind of Star Wars subcommittee that's in charge of the continuity.
I saw that
instead of
too.
George
Yeah, and
Lucas.
they're basically just all the expanded universe is going to be just structured and organized.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
It's
stuff
just-
like Mara Jade will theoretically exist.
Yeah. So that was just good news for Marvel, I guess. Right. So.
And I'm also wondering, like, what kind of writers and artists are going to be pulling into the Star Wars series.
Well, that's one of the good things. Like, I mean, Brian Wood obviously is writing Star Wars, and he's working for Marvel. So
Yeah.
if he wants to continue, hopefully he will be able to.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I can't imagine. It can't be a bad thing. Like that's.
This feels like the same thing with Disney. I mean, suddenly somebody like Brian Bendis, who's always been Marvel exclusive, suddenly he could write Star Wars if he wanted to.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's just an opportunity.
So the same way with the first thought when Disney bought Star Wars, like, oh no, but then suddenly you're thinking, well, Joss Whedon and J.A. Abrams
Yeah.
could do stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it is awesome because one, I mean those companies are not dumb. They're not going to just look at the past 20-something years and just say, forget it. They're going to say, okay, this works. Let's keep this going, and we want to do this. Let's do this.
I would imagine it'll be like with Marvel old continuity, where it's like we're not contradicting anything, but if you don't know it, that's fine. If you know it and then adds a layer to it, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man continuity. None of that's thrown out,
No.
except for the wedding. But
Yeah.
but you don't have to know any of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I would imagine that's how it'll be, but who knows?
Okay.
Well, all right.
I don't think we'll be disappointed. But segueing into possible disappointment. No, I'm just kidding.
It's time to talk about
Poor
DC.
Poor
Time
DC.
Uh,
Poor DC.
Poor DC, nothing. They're making plenty of money. That's the problem, though.
Right.
People are throwing money at subpar writing. Batman Black and White. It's always fun. It's it's 5 different stories from 5 different writers and 5 different artists and so on and so forth, and you get a pretty diverse group from Jimmy Palmiotti to Lynn Wein to Blair Butler, who I didn't know, and who was explained to me. Keith Giffen, that's pretty sweet. So you're getting some cool stuff from the writers, and from the artists, you're getting people like Javier Pulido and Paula Rivera. So it's $5 price tag, but especially if you're not a huge fan of New 52 and that continuity, this should be an entertaining read. Now, look at what we have here. The special mega-sized anniversary edition. I don't think writing mega-sized on the cover is necessary when it is able to have a spine.
I didn't know that was mega size until they told me to.
Yeah, okay.
I love how the spine says the new 52 exclamation point on it.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, for what it's... Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
I was
No,
gonna
it's
say-
nice, though.
yeah, I know. But if you are getting, say, your comic from Conway Comics, we got the standard Capullo issues, but if you're a hardcore searcher, the various different variants from Chris Burnham to Frank Miller, right?
I think Frank Miller's the only one that you can order without having to get like 20 copies or something.
Seriously? Ooh.
But it was a pain in the butt to order, so I just said screw it. No one asked for it, so
Yeah, and there's
you get the Capullo comic at Conway Comics.
yeah, and it's continuing the Layman story if you've been enjoying that, and I know a lot of people have been.
Well, it's setting up the new store, the Gothtopia or whatever.
Oh, is it? But it's
Yeah.
still Fabok and Layman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a new, like it's going to cross over to Batgirl and Catwoman and stuff.
But I feel like we're getting who Neil Adams is doing.
Yeah, there was a Neil Adams, Brian Hitch, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
Oh, variant covers. The Allreds did one.
And I think all
There's
the
an Allred.
variants.
There is an Allred
I think all
pin-up
the
in there.
yeah, I think all the variants are included in the
It might
comic.
be.
Don't
I know
get
there's
me-
an Allred pin-up in there.
we haven't had a
It's
chance
big
to
enough
look
to
at
have
that.
one.
I mean that's
that's
awesome.
pretty.
Yeah. Sorry. It's
Looks like it's
That's
just a
pretty.
Batman 66 thing.
Right.
They just didn't include.
But if
So,
you're a Batman fan, I mean, it's definitely
$8.
it's $8, but it might be worth it. I mean, you're getting Snyder. So if you're a fan of any Batman writer currently in the New 52, I think you're going to get at least a few pages written by them. Peter Tomasi is in this, and so is Snyder. So I mean, there's a lot to like here, and I don't know. It's very diverse. So might be good stuff. Charles Soule's Swamp Thing is also coming out. A lot of good things I've been hearing about this one. I am a few issues behind, but the art does look incredible as normal, so I can't imagine if you've been enjoying this. Wow. If you've been enjoying this, then I am sure you will continue to, as well as Green Lantern. I'm just talking about Green Lantern because I don't think I've ever talked about Green Lantern. And I'm not a Green Lantern hater, I just don't know anything about the character. But here's Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and the new face of evil. I don't know. Trouble in Noah.
Sure.
Okay. But that's it from DC. Well, it's not it from DC. As you know, we only talked about things that have caught our eye. So that's it for things that have caught our eye. But of course, once again, going online, you can see a list of things that we are. All right, we have a special guest interrupting. We're just into the DC stuff. It's TJ.
I like your fancy handwritten name tag, dude.
Thank you. I like your fancy haircut.
Have you not seen him since?
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're just in time.
I'll see you guys later.
All right. Really?
Yeah, I've got to do work. I just wanted to stop in and
okay.
say hi.
All right. Now it is time for Marvel stuff. That was good, TJ.
What a loser. Alright, yes, it is time for, it's January, so that means it's all new Marvel Now. We're getting number ones, or books that they want you to think of number ones, so they put number ones on them. First up, what you're talking about is all new X Factor, which is Peter David basically continuing with a completely new team, a new concept.
I love
X Factor.
I love when X Factor ended everybody, because he was even like, you know,
Yeah.
I got to end it on my terms and stuff.
I got something else coming, but I
I
can't
get-
talk
yeah.
about it.
I guess he just
So yeah, the
couldn't
team
resist.
It's Quicksilver and Gambit and Polaris and Doug, Cypher and Warlock. Is that everybody? Yeah, I think that's everybody we know right now. So it should be cool. If you've been reading X Factor in the past, you're good. If you heard stuff about it and you're like, I want to check it out, check it out.
It
If
comes
you
with a bonus digital edition, so you can check it out and give one to a friend.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Just saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is
Pay it
this
forward.
thing?
That's they're going to be a corporate team, and Serval
Oh.
Industries is the.
Okay.
Apparently, though, Serval means is somehow connected to Wolverine in French. So I don't know if Wolverine's going to be connected or not. But next up, we got the third Avengers book by Hickman now, Avengers World. Just flipping through this, it looks a little more like a standard Avengers book, a little less like big picture like the other Avengers books have been. So hopefully, it's a little more accessible. But I don't know that for sure. I haven't read it yet. So
Kind of like Avengers Assemble.
yeah, but with a John Cassaday cover, and well, I guess I take that back. Whatever I was gonna say. Kelly Sue's been using the big characters too.
Yeah.
It just for some reason nobody's really. I mean, it's not doing it's not doing as well as the other Avengers books for some reason.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Oh well.
Next up, we got some Black Widow. Nathan Edmondson's the writer. He's done some kind of military type stuff for some of the books, so hopefully that'll be cool. And then Phil Noto.
Yeah, I think that's the draw.
That's
yeah.
the draw right now.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, so I don't know how as good as it can be, but I'm
that
excited
cover
for
is
it.
amazing.
Yeah, all the covers have been cool.
Yeah.
There've been previews and stuff.
And the art, you flipping through right now. It's
gonna be
incredible.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
Next up, it's time for some more Cataclysm. We got the regular book Cataclysm, and then Cataclysm Ultimate Spider-Man. In this one, Evil, Reed Richards, and Miles Morales go to 616 Earth to figure out what's going on, who Galactus is, and how they can stop him. And it's got some pretty cool, kind of touchy moments where Reed sees what the real Fantastic Four is supposed to be like.
Yeah. And you telling me about it and showing me a few pictures, it's the most interested I've been in the Ultimate Universe ever.
That's why I showed it. I knew you'd like it. And then this is, as far as we know at this point, this is the last issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that's not true because they've been talking about Ultimate Spider-Man 200 and stuff, but they haven't solicited anything.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing's shown up in previews, so
Yeah, but
I never thought about that.
so I mean, don't worry, you should buy this if you've been buying Ultimate Spider-Man, but theoretically the last issue. And that's all I got. My pick of the week is a Marvel book, but...
Yeah,
so
two
is
Marvel books. Yeah,
2 Marvel books for picks of the week.
yeah, well, that happens
Yeah.
Well,
all the time.
Well, mine is the last issue, Young Avengers. If you've been following Tumblr at all, you know that Young Avengers is kind of the unofficial comic of teenagers and of people who like to use lots and lots of social media, which makes sense because McKelvey and Gillen are really good about listening to their audience and providing a diverse team. So, it's kind of sad to see this comic go on a hiatus indefinitely, but I'm glad that we got some great issues out of it along the way.
And we can follow
yeah.
some of our favorite characters in various comics. Right?
Agent of Asgard with
Hawkeye.
And
It's not the same, but
just a couple other characters. But one thing I almost forgot to mention are the amount of people involved in this issue. Becky Cloonan, Ming Doyle, Jordi Belair, Joe Quinones.
I think that's everybody that's been involved with Young Avengers, though.
At some point or another.
Yeah, but most of
they're
those
all-
people did that
Yeah,
issue or the
yeah.
last issue, because a lot...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's great seeing all these. It's just kind of sad to see a great comic kind of just end.
Well,
They
this,
ended-
But
they wanted
in
it,
nicely.
this wasn't numbers. This wasn't, because it
No.
sold poorly or anything like that.
But I kind of like it when a comic leaves you wanting more.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's-
that's the idea. Go out
yeah.
when you're on top.
And Young Avengers has never been known for having a ton of, a long run. I mean,
Right.
every Young Avengers story has been, I think this is the longest running one, right?
Probably, depending on how you count it, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for a team like this, I mean, these characters will come back. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's a little bittersweet.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my pick of the week. Is an independent book. Not surprising though. I haven't shown Fraction Love on this show in a long time. But my pick of the week is, of course, the maturely rated, and I'm not going to show you any images from inside the book. Sex Criminals, issue 4, and Time Magazine. Since they're so knowledgeable about comics, but they did pick this as their favorite comic / graphic novel. And I think this and maybe something else was the only month-to-month single issue kind of comic. I think Saga was also on that list.
Good job, guys.
That they picked. The rest were just solid graphic novels. But no, if you've been hearing about this and you've been on the fence, just dive in. It's excellent. It's once again, know what you're getting yourself into. If you're easily offended and you're sensitive about sex, well, you may want to avoid it. But if you don't mind, you'll have a good time. It's extreme.
It's a fun book.
Oh yeah, but I'm excited about issue 4.
All right, and going back to all new Marvel now. This is all new Marvel now. .1. It's got not previews because they're standalone stories, but it's stories with a lot of the new books coming out. Like let me look at the back so I can just read them off all to you. It's got Loki, a setup for the Loki Agents of Asgard, and then a setup for Black Widow, Silver Surfer, Miss Marvel, the All New Invaders, and then the Avengers, which I think is going to tie into the main Avengers book.
Nice.
So if you just want to check out, I've heard about everybody's heard about Miss Marvel. If you want to see the new Miss Marvel, this is her second or third appearance, depending on how you count it.
Second appearance, yeah, as an intended. No, is it not?
No,
She's
because
appeared earlier
she
in
appeared early.
Captain Marvel
But
and
not
in issue
as Miss
17.
Marvel.
Okay.
Right. Just as a
Yeah, but this is the
person
first
being saved.
full-on story where
Yeah.
she's in it as Miss Marvel.
And people need to realize, and I thought this was the case with the first time Marvel did a .1 of Marvel Now. These are not; these are parts of the stories. They're not, excerpts from upcoming issues.
Yes,
These are individual stories.
Yes, this like the Miss Marvel story is not going to be in Miss Marvel #1. This is a prelude story set up. So
So if you're showing any kind of interest in any of these stories, you may
Yeah,
want to
I mean,
pick
It's
this
kind
up.
of like shoving a bunch of 0 issues into
Right.
3 or 4 pages and selling them all together.
The Silver Surfer one I'm thrilled about.
it's $6, but if you're interested in 2 out of the 5 or 6 of them, you should just go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to want those 2, and then there's enough in there that you can go, well, Black Widow's cool, or whatever other one that you're just slightly interested
Yeah,
in.
you never know. You might be turned on to something else.
Totally.
So I'm excited. There's a lot of good comics out today, guys. And trying to think if there's anything else we need to talk about as far as comics are concerned. I don't think so.
I think we're
I
good.
think it's time to wrap it up. Well, Brian, where are we? And where can people pick up their comics?
We're at Conway Comics in Conway, Arkansas, 255 Ferris Road, right behind good old UCA.
Good old UCA, boys and girls. And I guess that's it. So I guess until next time, next week. And from nerdspan.com, I'm Matt Wood.
I'm Mara Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And we will see you next week, guys.